agree with both Jay and Cookie. I think it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's easier to be honest with somebody. That's easy. Then when you cross over into the transparency or being transparent, that it gets a little bit harder. And being vulnerable for some people is damn near impossible. So you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's all the same. It just depends on like your maturity level and the way that you communicate, whether or not it's like easier or more difficult for you.
So I thought that's what I said. What the fuck is any different from what I said?
agree with you too,
Absolutely not, sir.
Okay, I agree with
God
you
damn.
too. Let me add your name in the
You
number.
just want to disagree with me. Is that what it is?
No, I agree with you too. I don't. Since we can't fight,
Welcome to the dark side. Welcome to the dark side. I don't know why Cookie want to fight. Got to step outside. I see.
I'm not trying to fight. I'm just being educated. I'm educating y'all on the different. That scaffolding is real. There's levels to this shit. That's where all that comes from. Honesty leads to transparency, leads to vulnerability. You can't all come out in one sentence, but with you, Hank, the way you described it, that just wasn't it because the vulnerability was missing.
I got you. Thank you.
I just heard a lot of honesty that could have been taken as, why is he killing he mean? Because when you're dealing with a woman, that's all she gonna hear. Listen, you ain't it. Okay, we get that. Honesty can be mean sometimes. But when you roll over into the transparency, you told her why, but then you didn't tell her how her not being it made you feel. That's the vulnerable part me, Jay, and Shan were talking about. You have to be able to get there, and you might be able to fix that situation opposed to just stopping at transparency. And if she knows how it makes you feel, then that's a completely different conversation. But some people like I can't say that, Malicia, it's so small, said some people just are not, does not compute. They can't get to that level. It's not in them. They're just so shelled in. I dealt with that recently, so it is what it is. But I'm just saying, Hank, you too cool of a dude to not know what vulnerability is. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just educating today. I'm tired, but I'm just educating.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Did he say balance? I'm sorry. I think so. It's just levels, different levels. Honest is like, y'all basically already said it for me. Basically, you guys answered it for me. So vulnerable is the last level, but yeah, it's just levels, layers.
Hi, Sweeney.
I think pretty much everybody hit the nail on the head, especially Cookie with her example. My thing is, do we actually want somebody to be 100% transparent and vulnerable?
I do.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess if you're trying to build with them, if you're trying to truly build with them, you do, because you want to know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know the degree of somebody's trauma. You know what I mean? We all have our trauma. We all have our stuff that we came from that brings us to where we are today. So that stuff is important because you can assess people, you can prepare differently. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know if somebody was never taught basic things by their parents, or maybe their parents weren't even there, you know, they were raised by a grandmother or they were raised by aunts. It's different, you know, structure is different, discipline is different. So you want to know if you're dealing with a person like that, because then you'll know, okay, I need to handle our budget, or okay, I need to take control of these things because this is stuff that they may be insecure about telling me that they don't know how to do. You know, so you definitely want to be prepared if you truly care about somebody. If it's something, you know, was it situationships, and yeah, you may not want to get that deep. I don't want to hear about that shit, you know.
Hmm. I beg to differ. I don't think a lot. I know what's right. And Jay, what you described is what is the right thing to do. But I think if you start to talk to people, I don't think they want people to be 100%. I don't think they understand what 100% transparency actually looks like. What level of honesty that actually comes with. Like imagine being a woman and your man comes home and tells you this job is truly draining me and I don't want to do it no more. And to be transparent says, I'm going to quit. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go from here, but I can't do that anymore. Now, granted, she's going to have questions after that, but does she really want to hear that? Or
I was just about to say, I feel bad for men. Like women have more. Y'all don't crucify me. I'm not trying to be a pick me. I'm just looking at it from a sociology standpoint. Men don't have as much of a luxury to be vulnerable. That's why they're so picky about who they spend the rest of their life with. And with that being said, when y'all find somebody you can be vulnerable with, stop playing with them. You know what I'm saying? Keep them close. But anyway, I feel bad for y'all because it's like y'all can go through a situation, be honest, like, damn, I'm tired. I'm tired of these people at work. And then you can be transparent by saying so and so did this and did that, and then the vulnerability is like you're depressed, you're mentally drained, and then and women, some of us, not all of us, because I know a bunch of good women are like, well, what's wrong with you? Da, 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 da. Like, you need to suck it up. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to make sure their lifestyle stays the way that it is. And this man is stuck in a vulnerable state where he tried to tell you that this job was depressing him and you wasn't trying to hear it. So that is a very dangerous place for men to be in. And I completely agree. But like I said before, man, when y'all find somebody you can be vulnerable with and listen, make sure you keep them close, even if it's just as a friend. Like, because that's rare. And I've seen it. I've grown up around women. It is rare for a woman to be like, oh, this man's really hurt and actually care. You know what I mean? So,
and notice how, and I don't know if y'all can see the chat, right? Notice how I described people don't necessarily want 100% transparency or vulnerability, and then I gave an example, and it was immediately considered trauma dumping. Why is that? Why would it be considered?
Because you a man. That's why.
I appreciate your honesty, Cookie.
I think you need to be vulnerable, like what you just explained, because in that scenario you explained, you can make a plan for that. Like, this job is killing me. It's killing me slowly. Every day I walk in here, it's like swallowing glass. You know what I mean? Like, you can make a plan for that. Okay, we're gonna be okay, but this is what we have to do either before you quit, or can you hang on for 2 more months? And then we put these things in place so that you can do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you can put a plan in place to cushion, you quitting or looking for another job or going into another profession. You could put a plan in place. Whereas if you just don't confess that or don't disclose that, and then one day you just snap and you do it when you're in a point like, damn, this was the exact worst time to do that. There was no plan. You snapped. You slapped a couple people at work before you left. Now you got a damn charge. Like, you know what I'm saying? You never know where, if you put it out there, things can be aligned so that the blow that you may take would be less.
And man, that's how y'all know what y'all and who y'all got. Because if it get to the point her face get twisted up just because you expressing something, like, get up out of there.